sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much and thank you also for your support, your love. You all shower me here with. I am grateful, and to all my members, you all are super sweet. So this video, I am really not here to escalate things. I really want to de-escalate things. And I hope this video made you well, and I hope you do not feel bad about what is going, what this video is all about. And this video is about a Muslim sister who actually came out to say that Palestinians are anti-black. They are racist to the face to black people. And she was like, you are being so racist to black people, and black people are the ones fighting for you and all that. See, I really do know. I know black people have been through it. The Asians, the Latino, all of them, you all fought for them. And in return, it really hasn't been easy. It's always them ripping off black people. I mean, they always come when they need help, and when they get something from black people, they run away, right? And a lot of people also spoke on this, and they were like, you know, we are always very quick to jump in people's businesses and are trying to save the moment and the rest of it. The reality is that, like I keep saying in all my videos, I keep saying that it just takes a human, just being human, to condemn what is going on in Palestine, Gaza, and the rest of it. I mean, a whole genocide is happening. Kids are being killed and all that. I don't think the major thing right now is knowing if they are anti-black or were anti-black and the rest of it. And I also saw clips during Black Lives Matters that they also fought for black people. But please do not take this to heart. Do not say because they were anti-black and all that, you will stop raising your voices or using your platform not to speak about it and the rest of it. I mean, it's a whole lot of emotions in this video, especially coming from black people. But then I think we should do the right thing, render our voices, because I mean, the world is also watching. Just let's get into this video.
Palestinians are racist to black people. And if you look around, it's black people that are out there advocating for the rights of Palestinians. This should be a lesson for Palestinians and the Arab community in general to stop being racist towards black people. Because when shit hits the fan, it's black people that come out and they fight for the oppressed. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah says He will not change a people until they change themselves. So if you're there making dua, saying, oh Allah, why are the Israeli soldiers racist to the Arabs and they're doing all of these things to the Palestinian people, and you can't understand why this is happening, then look within yourself. You as an Arab, you as a Palestinian, you in your own family, how many of you are racist to people that are black Palestinians? Even broader Muslim communities, from Pakistani communities to Bangladeshi communities, Moroccan, Libyan communities, the Gulf communities. How many people say we are Muslim, and in the same breath, they mistreat other Muslims because of their skin color or their country of origin? Palestinians are racist to black people. And if you look around, it's black people that are out there.
Whites, Hispanics, Latinos, Asians, everybody is racist towards us, but we don't give a fuck. We care, but we don't care, because if we allowed racist people to dictate our lives, where the fuck would we be? Where would we be? Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong.
Palestinians and the Arab community in general to stop being racist towards black.
Man, go ahead with that bullshit. We don't want to hear that shit right now, man. Talking about some stop being racist, man. Man, get
Palestinians are racist to black people. If you look around, it's black people that are out there advocating for the rights of Palestinians. This should be a lesson for Palestinians and the Arab community in general. So stop being racist towards black people. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah says He will not change a people until they change themselves. So if you're there making dua saying, oh Allah, why are the Israeli soldiers racist to the Arabs and they're doing all of these things to the Palestinian people, and you can't understand why this is happening, you as an Arab, you as a Palestinian, how many of you are racist to people that are black Palestinians?
How shameless someone could be to post this at this time. How shameless of a man to second approve his wife to post this at this time. Unless they're doing so to chase clout and promote their counseling website, despite having no counseling degree or no counseling education whatsoever. You two have zero videos speaking up for your Palestinians brothers and sisters, have zero videos shedding light on the war crimes that they are going through, the bombing that is martyring them every day and night by the Israelis. Yet you choose to make a video painting all Palestinians as racist and anti-black, also using verses of the Quran to justify their oppression, referencing black solidarity for Palestinians, and ignoring that Palestinians mourned and joined the solidarity for black people after George Floyd was killed. This memorial was painted on the apartheid wall in the occupied West Bank. This memorial was painted in Gaza City, the city that got bombed by Israelis and forcibly evacuated from its citizens. Palestinians stood up for black people during BLM, because Palestinians under oppression understand the black struggle. Similarly, how black people understand the Palestinian struggle. Palestinians have always been there, standing up for them, painting memorials and writing tweets with Allah yarhamu, which translates to may God ease on him. You choose to twist the verses of the Quran. The same way some people twisted the verses of the Quran during the earthquake in Morocco in order to justify what happened to them. You are no different. This human being. You and the youth husband who was okay for you to post a video stating that once he gets home, you go down on him and suck him off. Those were your exact words. You are the least one of us to speak from our Islamic perspective. You lack Islamic manner and Islamic haya. All of this because you want to promote your counseling websites. Your cloud chasing, twisting verses of the Quran, justifying oppression to promote your counseling website. Yet you have no degrees and no actual education on counseling. There is no denial that there is racism within some Palestinians. The same that there is no denial that there is racism within some of my Egyptians. As much as it's important to raise awareness of the racism within some Palestinians, it's important to raise awareness about the oppression that they're going through. But you choose no, I'm gonna attack them. What a shameless woman. I hope you two get no prosperity whatsoever in your business. And your cloud chasing would never work for you. Ya Rab, استجب دعائي. Ya Rab.
Palestinians are racist to black people. And if you look around, it's black people that are out there.
How dare you? How dare you? In the most dire circumstances, in the darkest times that Palestinian people are going through, you're pointing out that they are racist? Now? Why? I cannot believe that someone in the right mind and with a teeny tiny little bit of humanity would say to Palestinian people right now, with all that they are going through, look what you're going through right now with Israel, it's because you are racist. This is happening to you because you are racist to black people. I cannot believe that you hit record on your phone, said the actual words, and heard yourself saying it, and probably watched the video before you release it, and you thought that it was okay for you to say this about Palestinian people. Now, it makes me wonder, how much does it take for someone to bend over to Zionism and bring Palestinian people down in the most dire circumstances? I don't know where you're from, but I hope to God you're not Egyptian. I hope to God forbid you're Egyptian.
Allah says He will not change a people until they change themselves. So if you're there making dua.
What I'm summarizing from this video is that you are saying that whatever the Palestinians are experiencing is self-inflicted because you think that they are racist towards black people. Let's just say that even if the Palestinians were the most racist people on earth, does that warrant them to be ethnically cleansed? عيب عليك. How shameless of you to to post this in a time when your Muslim brothers and sisters are struggling. They may not be perfect, they may be racist, but that does not mean that they should be allowed to be killed. Are you saying that this is self-inflicted? And I thought you changed from your previous account. Honestly, stick to your previous account's content instead of talking about all this. You think you bring up a Quranic verse and you're the most righteous person on TikTok, and yet you're degrading those Palestinians that have fought over the land for like a century by now. You're degrading them and you're saying that they deserve to be ethnically cleansed because they brought it upon themselves for being racist. True?
Palestinians are racist to black people.
Wow. You little Zionist plant, you. You really think now is a good time to bring that up? When people of every color are advocating for the Palestinian people, and Palestinians are right over there getting systematically eliminated no matter the color of their skin, because Palestinians come in every single color. I don't know if you know that. Blonde, olive color skin, black skin, whiter than me. But you're bringing that up now. Why now? Why now? Who's paying you?
If you look around, it's black people that are out there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what God do you believe. I don't know what God you believe. We only believe one God. He made everybody in this world, only one God. He make everybody in the world, only one God. And you talk, beside you come and talk, do pray for the Palestinians, they got attacked in Gaza. Beside you talking good something, you make dua, you come in against the Palestinians. You know why? I told you why. Because they pay money for you just to make that video against the Palestinians. We know that already. We know that TikTok, electronic, everything. We know that on TikTok. So don't be smart on us. We don't have no hate there. Palestinians doesn't have no hate inside. You the one has a hate. You need to clean your heart. You need to clean your heart with the Clorox and ammonia. How you come up with a video and said, oh, Palestinians doesn't like black people? How? We only come from one God. How are we gonna hate each other? Don't be racist. Don't put the racist in your heart. You're not a Muslim. You are a fake Muslim. You are a fake Muslim. You coming up with this video, you are a fake Muslim. You're not a Muslim. Muslim never say that. We love the black people and black people love us. We standing together. Stop making a fitna. You are the big fitna shaitan on this TikTok. Stop making a fitna. Go take your hijab out. Because you don't say the truth. Muslim pray 5 times a day. 5 times. What are you doing 24/7 on TikTok just making money against Palestinians? Shame on you. Shame on you and shame on you. And shame, who doesn't say shame on you?
Palestinians are racist to black people. And if you look around, it's black people that are out there.
Okay, early in the morning. Please take a look of this video I stitched. First of all, this woman is no sister of mine. And I would be ashamed as any sister, Muslim sisters out there that would call her a sister. If you would take a look at some of her other videos, she is apprehensible. The videos are unbelievably out of this craziness and disgusting. For her to put this video on at this time is the worst I've seen her do. First of all, yes, I'm sure there is some racist Palestinians. But to call out all Palestinians as racist at this time, to cause harm, and to try to have the black community turn its back on the Palestinians and the disgusting war crimes that Israel is doing to them. How dare she? How dare she even breathes a moment of these lies? Please, black Muslims, black Christians, black Jewish people, black atheists, please do not take this woman's words as facts. She is just apprehensible, disgusting, POS, disgusting, you know. She doing this video at this time, her one objective is to turn the black people against Palestinians and what's going on. She's no sister of mine. No, she's not.
Palestinians are racist to black people. And if you look around, it's black people that are out there.
What about the children and women of Palestine? Do the Muslims and Arabs kill the children and women of the black people too? Besides, we're in the middle of a genocide. It's not about racism anymore.
Melanated dominant people, sons and daughters of my ancient mother. I have been inundated with Muslims in my inbox, threatening me, saying I'm spreading hate, black people, telling me how dare I not stand against Palestine. So I tried to stay out of it, but I'm not going to be able to. So I'm in it, okay? Never intended for what happened to me at the store to go like it did, but it did, okay? So let's just have a real talk, okay? I'm going to add the articles in the link because they are important for you to understand. So there is a neighborhood in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip, where 11,000 Afro-Palestinians live. It is called Al-Abib. You know what that means? Slave. Yes, that is where black people live. And that is what the Arabics call that neighborhood. Slaves. The land of the slaves. I'm going to drop the articles so you can hear from Afro-Palestinians how they're treated in Palestine. It is very similar to how we're treated right here in America. Okay? You're going to hear stories of Afro-Palestinians being pulled out of taxi cab and searched because they were black. You're going to hear stories of Afro-Palestinians telling you how when black Palestinian women walk down the street, they call them out their name, okay, by their skin color. Chocolate, cappuccino, hey cappuccino, hey chocolate, hey black. But the neighborhood, if that doesn't reach you, melanated dominant people, can you imagine 11,000 black Palestinians looking just like you, being humiliated in their home, in their land, in their compound, while the Arabs and Muslims are being oppressed? They still had time to oppress black people there in Gaza. So I do not condone the loss of life on any side. So I can't stand with anyone, okay? What I am standing with is that it's none of my business. But if it was my business, then it would be toward the melanated dominant people that suffer racism on both sides. Did you know that Israel was giving Ethiopian women Depo-Provera shots because they didn't want them coming into Israel and having children? They were sterilizing black women. Afro-Palestinians is living in a neighborhood called Al-Abib. Slave. Can you imagine little black kids going home saying, oh yeah, you stay in the neighborhood of the slaves? Come on, melanated dominant people. I know we can do better than this. It take 5 minutes of research before you go and run and say we stand with Palestinians or we stand with Israel. I stand with people that do not already hurt people. My people, melanated dominant people. It's amazing to me how we're so easily roped into somebody else's fight. But we don't open up closet doors and start looking at who we run into they fight. I pray every day for war to never be a part of our life here on this planet. But what I'm not going to do is stand with Palestine, while Palestine has a neighborhood with 11,000 blacks called Al-Abib, slave. And I'm going to drop the articles, read them, study, and then make a decision. And whatever decision you make, I'm all right with that. I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. We're so easily roped into somebody else's fight.
This is why I say what unites and divides us needs to be studied. When we talk about sisters needing protection, brothers want to argue in the comments about what she was wearing. And when we talk about it being okay dating a brother that's driving a bus, sisters want to talk about lowering their standards and they want to argue about that. Every time I come on this app, we are coming at each other's necks in the gender wars and the diaspora wars or whatever's going on. But let something go on that's been going on with us for hundreds of years happen to someone non-black, and all of a sudden a bat signal goes into the sky and we all become geopolitical commentators and unite. And there's nothing wrong with having sympathy for other people. Like I said in my last video, it's okay. If you're a humanitarian, cool. But the humanitarian crisis is going on right now in the Congo and the Sudan. It's much larger than what's going on in the Middle East. No matter how bad you feel for another oppressed people that are also oppressing your people, there is more going on with your people that you could be focusing on. When you take focus off what's going on with you and you focus on someone else, you give everyone else permission to do so as well. We are already the least listened to when it comes to our oppression, and we silence ourselves when we raise the voices of others.
Melanated dominant people, sons and daughters of my ancient.
It just baffles me that people don't really understand what's happening. We are picking our reality right now. How we move forward is how the world is going to be created. Everything that you post online is going to be, this is, what is it, like the time capsules, right? People are going to go back in time and see how people were reacting, how people were responding to this major event. We are creating the future today by the things that we say, by the content we engage in. And it's baffling to me that so many of us are still choosing to live in a past of discrimination instead of coming together for children. Even if you agree with what she said, and other content creators have said the same thing, to use your voice to come out and to state what has been stated by these lot, that you have no part in it, but you're going to bring the focus back to yourself. I honestly think it's selfish. If you have no part in it, don't speak about it. Continue to make your regular content. But we are creating a reality today that will be based off of our ability to collaborate with people that we do not have physical likenesses to, that we do not share the same religious background with, that we do not share the same languages with. If you guys want to continue to divide, if you continue to to not work with other people. Collaboration is the way to move forward. Coming together for children to build this future is the way moving forward. And I just don't understand why come out and say this versus just continuing to make your own the content that you regularly make. Why would you want to put that in the time capsule that you had no role, and then in the same breath talk about those white women that got the benefits of white superiority, that got the benefit over the enslavement of black people? I just see it all the same. To me, it's no different. It's like I said, when the white person says, well, my ancestors didn't own slaves. I don't own slaves. Why should I be responsible? Because it's a social responsibility. It's an acknowledgement of what was done. That's just how I feel. Like I said, we are building the future of our dreams, and that future will not be built independently. It is going to need a correlation. And look at who impasse. Anybody that extended an olive branch to somebody that was on an opposing side, those people were the most dangerous, because collaboration is the way moving forward. Grouping together not by race, not by creed, not by religion, but like-minded people. If we're not going to come together for children, then what are we really doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Create the future you want today.
Melanated dominant people, sons and daughters of my ancient.
Hello, TikTok. If you haven't watched this young lady's, this young queen's post, go watch it. I do understand her perspective, and I thank her for it, because that is things that I did not know. And that is why it is always good to listen to people and to form your own opinion. So I appreciate her for that, because I took the time to go and read. But for me, there comes a time in life when sometimes you have to choose the lesser of two evils. There also comes a time in life when, despite things are not perfect, you have to always stand for what is right. Yes, there is discrimination against black Palestinians. There sure is, according to the articles I read too. But I also read in those articles that for some of them, they still say the Israeli treatment is worse. Some people in there said they didn't experience real discrimination or racism. So what that sounds like to me is good old-fashioned America. Good old-fashioned America, where dark-skinned black people couldn't marry white people, discrimination between dark and light-skinned Americans, job discrimination, and all of that. And you're right, to the extent of we should be learned, but you have to stand for what's right. And I'm sorry, I did not read anywhere where the Palestinians were welding the black Palestinians' doors shut and not allow them to leave out the fronts of their houses. I did not read where there were streets in Palestine that the black Palestinians could not even walk down. I did not read where, yes, they are suffering profiling by police. We suffer it here. But they're not being locked away in prisons for years, disappearing, not being seen or heard of again. Discrimination and bigotry and bias does not compare to homicide, genocide, and apartheid. They don't compare. They're not the same. Yes, the Palestinians are wrong. Yes, the Israelis are wrong. But one person is actively pursuing a homicidal, genocidal approach to dealing with the Palestinians. So far, the Palestinians haven't took that approach with the black Palestinians. So again, Queen, I hear you. And I will be more restrained to a certain degree with my advocacy for Palestine, because now I will be saying, but Palestine needs to work on this issue, because I didn't know that was an issue there. But I'm sorry, love, I cannot equate homicide, genocide, and apartheid to anti-blackness. I just can't. They're both wrong, but if you don't hire me because I'm black, I can go find a job somewhere else. If you don't let me in your club, I can go start my own club. You know what I'm saying? But if you kill me because I'm black, if you cut off my basic life essentials like water, electricity, and food, I can't come back from there. I just can't. Maybe I'm wrong, you guys. Let's talk about it. I wish I could go live so we could talk about it, but I can never get to the number of people. But I would just love to talk about this because I'm grateful for the information. And I didn't find a lot of articles, but I found enough to be like, okay, you're right. I also knew about the thing about the Israelis sterilizing the black women because they didn't want any black babies born there. Because they didn't want them to overrun them, but they also didn't want them to have full Israeli citizenship there. So at the end of the day, black people are hated everywhere in this world. I don't know what we did to these people to make them hate us so much across the world. I personally just think it's a lack of melanin thing. Something genetically with people that don't have as much melanin as us makes them homicidal, genocidal, whatever other side they can have. Because I've never seen where we are hated everywhere. We're even hated within a hated community. Now that's some straight up bullshit right there. We're hated even within a hated community. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going. But I swear to God, I have daydreamed that I could just take my people and we can get the fuck out of here. Go find us another planet somewhere where we can just be free to be black people and not have to be hated for simply being black. Man, that's some crazy shit. It's like, how are we hated amongst a hated group? But you got to stand against injustice, whether it's Palestinian or Israeli. You got to stand against injustice everywhere. We do rush to get in other people's fights because we are the mothers and the fathers of humanity. They came from us, so they are our children. Whether they acknowledge it or like it, they are our children. We birthed life into all the nations. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a deep genetic thing within us. I don't know. But you're right. We need to figure this out. I don't know how. But again, thank you, Queen, for your wisdom. You gave me a lot to think about and read about. God bless y'all, and stay safe out here.
11,000 Afro-Palestinians live.
So the black Afro-Gazans that live on the Gaza Strip, I'm sure they were forced to stay there from Israel because, Israel controls the Gaza Strip. And look at what it says here. White people try not to walk next to me. It doesn't say Arabs. It says white people. So exactly why would you be bigoted towards Arabs when it is the Euro Jews, the Israelis who are being prejudiced towards the Afro-Gazans?
Stand against Palestine.
Knowing and witnessing thousands of babies being murdered, slaughtered, a genocide happening, seeing the pictures and thinking, do these people support Black lives? Wow, they have Black Palestinians used to discriminate against. Do you know how sick and self-centered you have to be? How egotistic? oh, I heard they had black Palestinians that they don't treat right, therefore I don't want to support this cause. Can you imagine? One, the term that you're referring to is a derogatory term. That's not what they're called. If you've ever interacted with a black Palestinian, they will tell you that the racism they go through today, up to 70% plus, is perpetrated by Israelis. Of course, you have your insults here and there, like anywhere else, and the stereotypes and whatever, but it's not within the community. They're fine there. They are also going through colonial oppression. They are also going through a slaughter, a genocide. Instead of seeing 1,000 black Palestinians are in Gaza and wow, we should support this cause and liberate our brothers and sisters, you're thinking 1,000 black Palestinians are there because they were slaves and therefore I shouldn't support this cause that in which we are witnessing thousands of children being murdered. I wonder what Malcolm would say. I hate this closed-minded lens, American way of seeing international theory, international geopolitics. It's the most ridiculous thing. Post-Indian slavery in America, when they tried to do the Back to Africa movement, where they thought a lot of Africans wanted to go back to Africa, which failed and only a handful did go. The handful that arrived to Sierra Leone and Liberia, you know what they did in Liberia? They enslaved Native Africans. They literally enslaved Native Africans. That's why if you go to Liberia today, you have Liberians and Liberian Americans. They have a tie. They're kind of like a colony if you think about it. When 9/11 happened and they were looking for drafting men, they also tried to draft Liberian soldiers. But the government at that time in Liberia was like, no, we got other shit to handle. And then he ended up getting killed by Charles Taylor, which was an American. So because of that, should I ignore Black American issues? Should I keep on, it's hard for me to take you guys serious. Always, what about me, victim mindset. It's so crazy how you can get so cold and ignorant and therefore closed off from an actual genocide happening because you're like, oh, they had slaves. Nigga, y'all had slaves too in Africa. You guys went back to Africa and did to Native Africans what white Americans did to you guys. So why should we have a relationship with you guys? Why should we keep on building together? Why should any African support Black American causes? That's basically what you're going to. It is so sick, so unchristian. Then you guys will look with your head up and say, I am Pan-African. If you know anything about Pan-Africanism, you would know that they would stand on Palestine and on what's happening to Palestine. It's a shame.
Of my ancient.
Interesting. Afro-Palestinians are Palestinians of Black African heritage, a minority of Afro-Palestinians which number around 350 to 450 residents in African enclave around.
So this is all I got from this video. I am not here to make things worse or make things I am here to de-escalate things. Let's start by saying that I knew something like this was going to happen. Sincerely speaking, I knew something like this was going to happen eventually. And I knew there is going to be, mixed feelings, emotions running up and down and the rest of it. But there is something that I have been saying since I started talking about Palestine, Israel, Gaza, and all the Hamas problems. I keep saying that it takes just a human to condemn what is going on in Palestine, right? I know Black people have been through it all. A lot has happened. Not just happened, still happening. And your feelings are very much valid because it is obvious that you all fight for everybody. Black people are always there for everybody. You all are the mother of the earth, right? I really understand all that. You all still, irrespective of all you've been through, you still come out to provide shelter, to speak for people that are in need. Now, sometimes if we keep punching or trying to make everything I don't know how to put this, but what I'm saying is if we keep looking for a perfect person or perfect things, it means that you will never raise your voices against the oppressed. I hope you understand this. But sometimes you look away, like, there are some things probably that might have happened to you, but you look away, like you look past it, and then try to save the moment. Try to save the day or something like that, trying to do the right thing. So I know with everything that has happened, Black people are raising their voices so hard. It's all over the internet. I see you all pushing through. I see you all talking about it. I see you all using all your platform. I know since all this have started, a lot of people haven't even done any normal posts on their platform. They have used their own platform to talk about what is going on and still keep pushing. Why? Because you already want the best for them. Irrespective that most people do not want the best for you. But there are some things you will not look away from. Knowing the fact that children are dying. Those children didn't even know anything. The genocide that is going on there. You really have to be human to talk about it. And that is where I am trying to say that that's why you really have to forget some certain things. I knew, sincerely speaking, that something like this was going to come up. That they are anti-Black. But at this point in time, this is not what I want to look into. I am pleading with everybody. I am pleading, sincerely, I am pleading. I do not want anybody. I know a lot has happened. I know how you all feel. I know the maltreatment. I know the betrayal. Even the people you think that are for you, you find out that they are not for you. I know you all are so quick to forgive. But at this point in time, I think Palestine needs help. And that is, you keep speaking. The Black sister that spoke, I absolutely understand where she's coming from. But this is not a good time to not talk. Probably because you've been hurt. And I have also heard, not just heard, I also read, because I am following a lot of African American journalists and TikTokers and a lot of them. I am following them. And then I also learned that Palestinians were also out there during Black Lives Matters. I saw all of that. I know people can be terrible sometimes. Then I am also begging, let us not focus on them being anti-Black or being racist towards Black people. I think sometimes there is always a reason why some certain things happen. It is because we have to learn from it. And I am sure everybody is learning their own lesson. So this is just where I am going to stop. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.